Japan solved laziness differently. You call it laziness, but what if that feeling, where even the smallest task feels heavy, isn't laziness at all? What if your brain is simply exhausted, overstimulated, and trapped in resistance? Because in Japan, they don't treat laziness like a personality flaw. They treat it like a system failure. And for centuries, Japanese philosophy has focused on fixing human behavior differently, not through motivation, through structure, through environment, through small actions repeated daily. These are the 7 Japanese methods designed to defeat laziness without relying on willpower. 1. Kaizen, the 1-minute rule. Ever notice how the hardest part is starting? You tell yourself you'll change your life tonight, then wake up the next morning with no energy to begin. Because your brain doesn't hate work, it hates pressure. That's why the Japanese philosophy of Kaizen works so well. Tiny improvement, tiny action, tiny resistance, 1 push-up, 1 sentence, 1 minute. That's it. Sounds too small to matter, but that's exactly why your brain accepts it. Because the goal isn't massive progress. The goal is removing resistance. Once movement begins, momentum takes over. Most people wait for motivation. Kaizen removes a need for it. 2. Ikigai, a reason to wake up. Japanese culture asks a different question, not what do you do, but why do you wake up? And honestly, that question changes everything, because humans can survive stress, pain, failure, even heartbreak if they have meaning. But without purpose, even simple tasks feel exhausting. Studies on Okinawan longevity found that people with a strong sense of purpose stay mentally and physically active far longer. When your why becomes clear, discipline feels lighter. You stop dragging yourself through life and start moving towards something that matters. 3. Hara, Hachibu. Stop at 80%. Ever notice how your brain slows down after overeating? Heavy body, heavy thoughts, heavy emotions. In Okinawa, Japan, people follow a philosophy called Hara Hachibu. Eat until you're 80% full, not stuffed, not overloaded, just enough. Because overeating doesn't only affect your body, it affects your focus, your mood, your clarity, your energy. And sometimes what people call laziness is actually physical exhaustion disguised as comfort. Your body and your mind are connected. Feed one badly, and both begin to suffer. 4. Anchored focus. Ritualized discipline. Most people rely on motivation. The Japanese rely on rituals. A cup of tea before work. The same desk every day. The same music. The same deep breath before beginning. Small signals repeated consistently. Over time, the brain starts associating those signals with focus. Neuroscience calls this conditioning, but Japanese discipline understood it long before modern psychology explained it. Your environment trains your behavior. That's why some places instantly make you distracted, while others make you productive. The ritual becomes a trigger, and eventually, focus stops feeling forced. 5. Seiri and Seiton. Clear space, clear mind. Look around your room for a second. Your brain is scanning everything. The unfinished work, the clothes on the chair, the cables, the random objects sitting in your vision. Clutter creates invisible stress. And Japanese philosophy understands this deeply. Seiri and Seiton teach simplicity and organization. Because a messy environment creates mental noise. Studies from Princeton found that clutter competes for your attention and reduces focus. Clean space. Clear thoughts. Clear thoughts create action. Most people don't need more motivation. They need fewer distractions. Sometimes productivity isn't about adding more to your life. It's about removing what quietly drains you every day. 6. Kintsugi. Finish imperfectly. Kintsugi is a Japanese art of repairing broken pottery with gold. Instead of hiding flaws, they highlight them. And honestly, That philosophy explains procrastination better than most productivity advice online. Because most procrastination isn't laziness, it's fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. So people delay. They overthink, they prepare forever, and never begin. Kintsugi teaches something different. Imperfection is not proof you failed, it's proof you tried. Perfect never ships, imperfect changes lives. 7. Wabi-Sabi. Act before perfect. Wabi-Sabi teaches that perfection is an illusion. Nothing is perfect, nothing stays perfect. And waiting for the right moment is usually fear disguised as patience. Most people think clarity comes before action, but Japanese philosophy teaches the opposite. Action creates clarity. The Japanese move with what they have, not with ideal conditions, because movement teaches faster than overthinking ever will. Start messy, start uncertain, start tired, just start. Because the truth is, you will never feel completely ready, so maybe you were never lazy, maybe your brain was overloaded, your environment was chaotic, your goals were too overwhelming, and modern life trained you to avoid difficult things. Because discipline isn't something people are born with. It's something they build quietly, daily, system by system, one small action at a time. And the people who completely transform their lives usually begin long before they feel ready.